AlissaTheSimmer and welcome to my channel. So today I am doing another 10K challenge. If you do not know what the 10K challenge is, it's basically where you have to build a house with 10,000 simoleons. I have done this challenge before, but the house I did was a lot more traditional and I didn't like it as much. It turned out pretty bland, but I really enjoy this house and the way this house turned out. I done this house a lot more modern than the last one I did. I absolutely loved the way this house turned out. I would definitely put one of my Sims in this house and play. So for this build, like I said, is definitely more modern than my last one. If you want to see my last one, I'll put it in the corner information box or in the description below. But for this build, I am trying to go as cheap as possible. In my last build, I feel like I ran out of money too quickly, and that is why the house turned out so bland. So I try and use my money more smart. And I definitely learned a lot from doing the last one. But I really like the way this one turned out, if you haven't heard me say that before. So here I'm just trying to figure out the layout of the place and how I wanted everything to fit. Since it's a smaller place, it's more hard to fit everything, I guess. So these end tables, I really like those end tables, but I feel like they just get discredited because they're so cheap. Like, I think they're only 55 simoleons or something like that. But I feel like since they're cheap, they get discredited sometimes, but they're so cute. Like, I love them so much. And also that bed, like, it's a really cute bed, but the Sims hate to sleep on it because it is so cheap and they always end up having like a sore back or whatever. So I had the bathroom in this corner, but I ended up moving that. So here I wanted to give the Sim the best privacy as possible. You see me move the bathroom to this corner, but I wanted to give the Sim some privacy in the bedroom. So I tried to hang some curtains up. I really like the way this turned out, and I feel like it just gives extra privacy when I don't know like if anyone would live with anybody, but I just really like the way it cuts off the room, but it isn't an actual room. So the walls, when you are building with walls, they actually cost a little bit of money. So I felt like the curtains were a cuter option and a cheaper option. I don't know if that's true, if they were cheaper or not than making walls, but I really like the way it turned out. And the bathroom, I'm doing really simple. So in my last 10K challenge, I figured out how much the lighting I was doing was costing. So I opted for the really cheap lights in this build, which I don't really like. So if I was ever to play in this house, I would put extra lighting because the lighting is kind of dull, not dull or dull. It's kind of dull. The lighting isn't very bright in this house, so you see me add a little kitchen. Later, I changed the the counters in the kitchen because they are pretty expensive. But here, I was just doing like a little technique with the paint on the walls. And I opted for a more expensive dresser because the cheaper dressers are kind of really big and bulky. So I went with the thinner, more expensive one. It's not so expensive, but it's pretty expensive. Sorry, my notification just went off. But as I was saying, I added some gray floors and I was just going over the flooring. And so I wanted to add a mirror in the bedroom, so I did the cheapest mirror right over here. So for the living room, I was just messing around to figure out what I wanted to do, and I ended up just doing a plain shelf to hold the TV, and I was able to get a more expensive TV. I don't know how I was able to get such cool, like the way this house turned out was a lot better than my last one. I'm not sure what made a difference where I was able to spend more money, because in my last one I even did a the box TV. So it wasn't like I was able to do a bigger TV, and I think this house is really cool looking. So I added some tiles on the wall, and now I'm trying to add wallpaper. For some reason, that clip skipped. I apologize, but the wall was done already. So in the bathroom, just adding the tile, and I changed the tile on the floor to match the walls, just a plain white. I wanted to add this bookcase, but turns out the bookcase wasn't fitting really properly like I wanted it to, and it was pretty expensive, so the bookcase gets deleted and gets downsized to a smaller bookcase. And I added a rug in the living room. I'm not sure if that rug stays or not, but I hope it does. So in my last 10K challenge, I actually forgot to put a trash can outside, so I'm actually glad I done that in this one. I know I'm referencing my last one, my last 10K challenge a lot, but I learned a lot about making cheaper builds and not spending as much simoleons. So that is why I'm referencing it so much. So you can see me delete the little bookcase, and I add the smaller bookcase, which, I mean, it still works the same. So, and I add some tables. I realized that I did not have enough money, so I start to delete the lighting. And the lighting in this game is kind of expensive, so I tried to use the cheapest lighting as possible, which is the like little stick out, like the one I have in the bathroom right there. That is the cheapest one. So now I am trying to figure out how I can get more money. I like I said in earlier, I do change out the countertops to the cheaper ones, so then I make a little bit more money doing that. And I was able to buy some planter, like little plants, and some accessories to decorate with. But I'm just looking and seeing what I wanted to put in the kitchen in other areas. I was going to add cabinets, but I really didn't think I had enough money. So I do add just some plants in different places. And so for the outside, I added some windows, which I was pretty surprised I did. And I painted the walls this brick color. I think, yeah, that brick color stays. So for the roof, I tried out something a little different for the roof. I started adding them on top of each other and gave it like a pleated look. Thankfully, roofs don't cost any simoleons in The Sims. They are 0 simoleons, which is great. I wouldn't have been able to do this technique if roofs costed. So I really like the way this technique turned out. It was kind of weird, but I was kind of like, I needed some pizzazz, so I went for that. You just see me messing about and trying to get it all fitted in the proper places. And make it over the door, so. But yeah, I'm just plating the roof, and yeah, but this roof was very interesting to do, and I thought it looked cool. It took me, it seems like I'm doing that for a really long while. Now I'm coloring the roof a different color. I thought that contrasted really well with the brick, and I thought it looked really good. And I changed the color of the windows so it would match better. So I realized I ran out of money, so I went back in the house. First off, I changed this mailbox to a cheaper mailbox, and I went back into the house and deleted the more expensive lighting. That is one thing if you're ever building with a limited budget, definitely do not use more expensive lights. Definitely opt for the cheaper lights because it definitely saves you money in the end. And I went for a palm tree. I thought that was really cute. So this is more of like a tropical or a sunny part of the world, wherever this house is going to be. And I had enough money to add a plant. And I also had 4 simoleons left, so I added it with a tile in the back. It kind of looks funny, but I spent all of my simoleons, so I thought that was pretty cool. But this is it for the build. Here is a top view of the place, and here you are going to see some pictures. This is the outside. I really like that picture. Here is a picture of the kitchen and the living room, and the privacy bedroom with the curtains, and a really bland bathroom, like all of my bathrooms. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe because I post videos every Tuesday. Leave a comment below if I should do anything else. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.